We are the Schmidts, and my name is Katerina. This is Gabby, and my husband Mike. Our oldest daughter was Ava, and she was 14 when she passed. Ava was definitely a kid who had high ambitions and definitely challenged herself. She always felt like she needed to be the best that she can be.
When she was dancing, the confidence that she had in herself, I'd cry every time watching her dance.
She started exhibiting like cold symptoms on a Wednesday. Not enough to not go to school, but like the sniffles and runny nose, that kind of thing. Friday, she went to work. I waited up for her and she came home that night and she's like, I'm just so tired and I don't feel super awesome. And I'm like, well, get some rest, and if you don't feel good tomorrow, we can look at taking you in.
Yeah, I took her in Saturday morning to the urgent care. She woke up without a voice. Strep came back negative, and just probably the common flu, and just make sure she's getting plenty of rest. But then that Monday, I had stayed home from work with her.
She'd been battling like a fever off and on, but she started having a harder time with her breath. She was just like, it's harder for me to breathe. And she has gotten asthma when she's gotten a cold. So I gave her inhaler, and like 15 minutes later, not much of an improvement. And I took her oxygen level and it was at 68. I knew something wasn't quite right. I made the decision that I needed to get to the closest hospital. When I went to exit, Ava started not really making sense. And she said things like, don't let me die. And then she was really quiet. I couldn't feel her breath. So I started rubbing really hard on her sternum because I had a feeling like maybe her heart wasn't working or something was wrong. And she wasn't responding to me. Jumped out of my car and ran into the ER and just screamed for someone to come help me. And I ran back to get her. I pulled her out of the car and started CPR on her because she wasn't having a heartbeat or a breath. And I called Mike and said, you need to get here quick. I don't know what's going on.
Her body had gone into sepsis and her organs were starting to shut down, which just hit us like a ton of bricks. Like, what are you talking about? She had the flu, So they decided that we were going to try to get an ambulance ride to Children's down in Milwaukee. Katerina's father had passed away when she was 2 in a car accident, and I had a dream where he was holding Ava's hand in heaven. And, I woke up crying, but I didn't want to tell anybody. A couple hours later, the doctor said, you got to come in. We had to say our goodbyes at 11:15 on a Wednesday morning after being sick for less than 36 hours. Worst day of her life. Every day, every hour, we think about her.
We have different signs from her. I saw this cloud, but it was going like the opposite direction of clouds. So I took a picture of it just thinking like, is it like a little funnel cloud? Like, what is this? And I zoomed in and it literally looks like an angel. And I just know she wanted me to know like, hey Mom, I'm here.
In her iPad too, along with all of her lists that we've found of her future, things to do if I die. The first thing that was listed on there was, talk to me, I will listen. And then the last one was, do not wallow, celebrate that I'm in an amazing place.
I think the one thing that really helped was we have a strong faith and we prayed a lot, and we know we had a lot of people praying for us, and their love and support has been felt.
God had a plan for Ava and took her for a reason, something we'll never understand until we see her again. Even though we're hurting, like every day, every hour, we can still show love and appreciation and give back to the community as much as we can. And we hope to just continue to do good in her name.
We are like really close and we just always want to hang out and stuff. Yeah, she's always there for you. Coming to my soccer game or something, like she'd always like cheer me on.
She lived with her heart on our shoulder. She wanted other people to be good people, and she wanted everyone to love others. I want people to remember that and to try to live that way, to live with your heart and trust your heart.